Hey there. It is very early in the morning because I am going for a run. But I wanted to talk about 5 things that we took away from our childhood that I think continue to transform us in a positive way as long as we are applying them to our lives constantly. Different format today, just I'm like scrambling to get stuff around. But if you like this content or you just have 10 minutes to spare with me, I'm just glad that you're here. And if you want to join in on the conversation, or if you feel differently, please, I hope that you take a chance to comment down below and we'll just talk a bit further. Something that I think that we lose when we are, I guess we grow older, that is a level of curiosity. So a reminder to continue to stay curious. I think that when we first start off, one of the first things that we learn is to, 1, say no, and 2, ask the question why. Parents probably heard this more often, and I think I don't have children, so it's interesting to hear what their opinions are on this. But kids say the darndest things, like, why do we do this? And like just have no idea of what that concept is. It seems like this question doesn't get asked a lot, but probably because, maybe we've come to our own conclusions, or we just stopped asking. Maybe you do have all the answers, and I wish I was in your shoes. However, I think that asking and exploring expands your mind in a way that allows you to make informed decisions versus what you already know. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with asking questions on why things are, but also genuinely being curious about life. 40 years later, I have no idea sometimes what I'm doing. It's true. The second thing I want to talk about is the need to continually problem solve. Brother, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but this is a story about us growing up. My sister and I had a bunk bed. It was solid wood, climbing. It's like these planks that you have to ladder up onto the top bunk, and obviously we always fought for the top bunk. But one day my brother decides that he wants to stick his head right in between the 2 planks, and we're all laughing and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. But then he decides to step back, and he realizes that he is actually stuck. Like his head is not moving. And I remember he starts crying, and I am laughing. And the solution that I came up with was that we need to grab some butter, and we're going to grease your head out, and we're going to smoothly have your head come out of this, the crevice. Fortunately, that wasn't the solution. All he needed to do was tilt his head and come out of it. But wow, can you imagine if we had access to butter and did that? That would have been awesome. Problem solving is something that is so critical, and finding unique and innovative ways to solve problems is such a good way of allowing your perspective and experiences to continue to grow. I think sometimes also we get into this habit of acting and trying to solve our problems using solutions that actually don't work. They may have worked temporarily, but they don't really solve the true issue. And so I think that we got to take a few things into consideration. Maybe there is an easier or better way of doing something. So there's that. I gotta get ready for my run. So I will see you later. I'm finally back from my run. Some of the lessons I learned is that it is tough to talk while you are running and grabbing footage. So lessons learned, but still wanted to continue to talk further about some of these elements. So moving into the third, self-care. You know, people of higher authority, likely our parents, you know, or grandparents, whoever raised us, they set up these rules. And, you know, as we continue to grow older, you know, like obviously there's teachers, there's other people of power that have a say in our world. Just making sure that you eat, go to bed, say your prayers, brush your teeth. And now we've moved into our adulthood, and you know what? Nobody is watching over us in that way. Even though sometimes I wish that there were. But those are all things that we need to constantly remind us to do, because if we don't take care of ourselves, I mean, the ramifications of when we get older is pretty detrimental if we neglect our own self. Everybody knows that no one likes the hangry Elaine these days. Sorry, Luke, if you're watching this. And but luckily you keep me fed. But I mean, self-care also looks like, you know, just having a level of movement, activity. You know, today I had an opportunity to just go for a run, and it felt good. It felt good to be out in brisk air, getting my sweat on, and I was sweating. Maybe I'll just send you some like sound clips of me running. It's really not pretty. And moving into the fourth topic, still something that we were guided into, the level of integrity and expectations that you have for yourself and for others. It's like so tricky because when you're growing older, there are times where things don't seem fair. And sometimes, unfortunately, we do experience times where we do something questionable and there is actually somehow a positive reward. But I think that stuff, as you grow older, catches up to you. I would prefer knowing that I'm doing right for others and I'm doing right for myself, to enter each moment with a clear conscience. And leading into number 5, life gets serious sometimes, and you have to know there's a time and place for everything, but you should never forget to take time to enjoy certain moments. You have to play. You got to play just to make it today. You know what song I'm talking about. Play, to me, is finding things that bring you joy, both socially and independently. They could be different interests. So sometimes I think that even talking to the camera is a little bit work related, but sometimes I'm finding it more comfortable for me to talk and have a little bit more of a playful tone, because honestly, this channel is meant to be light. It's supposed to be things that I've learned and I can laugh about down the road. There's so much to laugh about. Like, seriously, there's so much. I was watching some of the footage that I got, and goodness gracious, my nostrils, they were just flaring. There's something I wanted to add to this video after the run. If you knew me in high school, I was not somebody of any athletic ability. And I actually think that I took a DNA test and it's confirmed this. But I am so happy to have come across a community that I have grown to care about, the people that are in it, and also some lifelong friends that I am so proud to have. There is just this level of good intention to make things better. And so that is what is so great. Like, that's what's so cool about aging. We don't have to fear about what is to come. It's the hope that we can continue to thrive and make things better based off of the experiences that we have. I'm starting to recognize that we have limited time. And with the time that continues to pass, I will continue to gain wrinkles I have never seen before in my life. There are gray hairs that are continuing to grow out of my head, and there are aches and pains that I never thought I would ache and pain. Since we all know that we're doing it, I think that there are some healthy reminders that we need to keep practicing to keep us useful. All the things that helped us move from childhood into adulthood. I appreciate the thoughts and also the people that I run into every single day.